I'm Michelle Murad, and I am the creator, writer, producer, and star of the Charlotte Chronicles. We're about to get into it. I'm going to look at this with you as we go right into the pilot episode. Let me tell you, this was a labor of love and all done under $5,000. We did 5 episodes over the course of 5 weekends, and what you're about to see was history in the making. Let's take a look. This is the first episode of the Charlotte Chronicles. What's so cool about this, it's based off of a true story. And what I love is that this is what I would do every Sunday night with my family. We would talk via Zoom, how everyone else was communicating at the time in 2020. So we've got Leisha Papadopoulos to the left of me, who plays my mom, Scott Hartman, who plays my brother. We have Keisha Matthews, who plays my sister-in-law, and Gary Blay, who plays my dad. They're all incredible actors. I got lucky enough to find these incredible people. And they all look mostly like my family, which was really wild. But yeah, we would get together every Sunday and kind of go about what was going on and report in as the rest of the world did during the pandemic. And I was so excited because I finally had something to share with my family because I had been nannying for so long. But there's always been a little tension between my brother and sister-in-law, and I don't really know where that comes from, but it could be just, you know, family dynamics. And so I'm about to tell them this big news, and they're pregnant, which is actually a true story. They told everyone that they were expecting, and I was really annoyed because I had this huge news to share. Like, this was like epic because I hadn't been dating anyone, and this was just like a major milestone in my life. But there's my sister-in-law, you know, talking about the excitement of the baby, and I'm like, I have something exciting to share. And they're like, oh, are you pregnant too? The joke was because I wasn't dating anyone. But then I go and I get Charlotte, my dog, who is about 5 months there. She's so cute. She's a mini Pinscher Chihuahua mix. But the second I named her Charlotte, my sister-in-law in real life got really pissed because she wanted to name her baby Charlotte. I had no idea, and this began the crazy antics of the Charlotte Chronicles. My sister-in-law was so pissed, she literally walked off frame in real life. And then I had to just basically recreate what happened in real life. There was just, you couldn't make this stuff up. And I'm like, Mom, you know, help me out. My mom hated ruffling feathers, so she logs off, and then I asked my dad. And my dad would do whatever my mom would want, and he logged off too. And that is the beginning of the Charlotte Chronicles. So cute. I love this show so much. So this is me with Drea Renee. She's an incredible actress, host here in Los Angeles, California, and now has an incredible podcast. But we surprisingly met just through casting. We just hit it off instantly. And this is me telling her all about how my family just doesn't get me, and I decided to name my dog Charlotte, and she's just like, I mean, they're ridiculous. Your family's just being insane. Yeah, it's just, she always gives me, it's funny, she's very much like the character giving me notes. And she actually told me the other day on my show on Good Day Live, she's like, I have some notes. So she has some notes to my character. And then I get, you know, a notification saying I'm late for the job that I hated at the time, which was to be a nanny. And that's where it brings us into this scene. This is Selena Rangel, incredible actress, writer, producer. She has so many movies coming out. But she played the stereotypical Brentwood mom and was over the top. And then we have the little guy that played Jagger, and that's Aiden. And that's me saying, I have big news to share. And I show her the dog. And she's just absolutely pissed, which is amazing. And she says she just got her Botox done, so she can't share her true enthusiasm about it. And that's really what happened in real life. I was nannying, I adopted a dog, and the whole world turned against me. I was nannying, and I told the family that I named my dog Charlotte, and the woman I was working for at the time said, she was like, well, we were gonna name our child that. And I said, you guys expecting? And they were like, no, in the future. The Manolo Blahniks in the corner are an ode to Sex and the City, my favorite show of all time. And a woman that I used to work for started to sell shoes, so it was kind of like a little homage to her too and her character, which is really funny. See those sunglasses? The woman I used to work for had the same exact sunglasses, which I thought were insane. I also did all the wardrobe with all the characters and got into their closets and picked out day to day what they should wear. Aiden is so great. He maybe had like 3 or 4 lines, but every line was done perfectly. And that was my life as a nanny, just like running around for a little kid who was my boss. And then, oh my gosh, this is such a fun scene. The woman who plays this is stellar. Haggai is just incredible. She is actually not pregnant there, believe it or not. That is a prosthetic belly. But there was a woman who actually ran into me on the street with Charlotte, and she didn't see Charlotte. So she saw I was just jumping up and down, and there's Kyle Trueblood, who's my host on Good Day Live. I love that guy. The story about him is hilarious, but this is all really based off of real life. This is just my true feelings about how people were getting upset at me about my dog Charlotte, and I'm like yelling at this poor woman for no reason, really. And then I run after her, like apologizing, because that's technically what I do when I feel like I do something bad. I'm just like, I'm so sorry. And then I have a mental breakdown in the street, as one does. This guy is so funny. He must have gone around the block like 3 or 4 times while we were shooting. Miraculously, we had the street to ourselves for most of the day. Kyle Trueblood, who's an incredible actor, he literally just got off the set of General Hospital when we started shooting this. He was not supposed to play this part, but I guess in the way the world works, he was supposed to play this part. Somebody else was supposed to play this part, but the guy ended up bailing, and he stepped in, and the rest is history. That's the first episode. There's so much more. I had to like literally ramble super fast. Stay tuned for more.